There are a lot of people who loves reading manga and webtoons. With the current craze of anime throughout the world, the numbers are increasing rapidly. And there are a lot of people who wants to start reading these since they have amazing story with some awesome graphics. And like all these people, I like to read mangas and webtoons a lot. So today I'm gonna recommend you some awesome webtoons that you must read if you wanna read a webtoon. I will be showing you my top 10 webtoons that I personally like and I would like to recommend to you all. On number 10, we have Villain to Kill. I personally like this because the art style is nice and the story is fairly well too. So in this webtoon there are two types of people with special abilities, the villains and the psychers. The villains are obviously bad and the psychers are people we can say they want to protect the people. So our protagonist Cassian, who is a psyker, somehow by fate ends up in the body of a person who will later turn out to be the greatest villain in the history. I think you should read this webtoon and find out what he will become afterwards, a villain or a hero villain. On to number 9, we have the advanced player of Tutorial Tower. In this webtoon, our protagonist, Hyun Kim, gets trapped in the tower full of regenerating monsters. And when he came out of the tower, he wants to find out who imprisoned him, and along the way he will slay monsters and inadequately save the world. The art style is good and the story is nice also. You will really find it entertaining once you will start reading it. Our next webtoon is Hero Killer. This story is somewhat different from regular hero and villain stories. Since every hero is not a good person, sometimes they do dirty deeds. But now there is a lone girl who wants to provide justice for all the wrongdoings of these heroes. The art style is as always good and you will really find it nice once you start reading it. The next webtoon is Weak Hero, a webtoon about bullying and how to crush bullies. I'm sure that once you will start reading it, you will find out a whole different ways of fighting. You will see how a weak looking young boy will make the bullies beg for their life. On to number 6, we have Gosu. It is not like regular martial arts webtoon. You will find out that the story is really something else from the regular martial arts webtoons or manhwas that you have seen. So what happened is that after his master's death, Gang Yong will set out to avenge his master. He is set down to hunt the people who betrayed his master. But he came to know that the people he wants to kill are already dead. Now what he will do after this, you will have to read the webtoon to find out. I choose this webtoon because the story is very good and there are some really cool characters that you will absolutely love. Also, I personally like this because it is not like the regular martial arts manhwas that you have seen. It's something different and it's nice. All I can say is that you should read it. Here comes our top 5. On number 5, we have Teenagemercenary. This webtoon is about a child who lost his parents at the age of 8 and was forced to be a mercenary in order to stay alive. When he returns after 10 years to his family, he starts to live a simple life of a high school boy, but he needs to adapt to his new lifestyle. The only people left in his family are his grandparents and his little sister. Let's see how he will protect his little sister and live the life of a normal high school boy. This webtoon is a classic when it comes to action, and if you like a badass character with cool attitude, you will absolutely love this webtoon. So I personally recommend that if you want to read some action webtoon, you should absolutely read Teenage Mercenary. Number 4, we have The God of High School. I think you have already heard about it since it is very popular. Initially, this looks like a normal action webtoon on Taekwondo, but later when the story unfolds, you will get to see a completely different side and you will get to know how the protagonist will later become the god. I choose this to be on number 4 because the story of this webtoon is really nice and the art style is fairly good too. I think that due to a better story, this needs to be on top 4 and I think you should read it. Now here comes the top 3. The top 3rd webtoon I like is Omniscientreader. This is a story about apocalypse and constellations. The constellations provide humans with special powers to fight against the monsters. our protagonist Dogja, who knows about how this apocalypse will end, will use his knowledge to change the course of the history and save the world. I choose this to be in top 3 because the story is too good and the art style is very nice. I'm sure that once you will start reading it, you will absolutely want to read it till the end. The webtoon, which I think is number 2 for me, is Eleceed. I like this webtoon because this webtoon is a perfect combination of action, comedy, coolness, and everything. I will just say this, if you really wanna read a webtoon, you must read Eleceed. By the way, don't leave on chapter 2 or 3. Once you will read 15 to 20 chapters of this, you will absolutely love it and you will thank me later for recommending this to you. Now here comes our top webtoon, Tower of God. You will have probably heard about it since this is a very popular webtoon. The art style is good, but what makes it the best is its story. The story of this webtoon is just absolutely fascinating. There is one thing about this webtoon that it is too long, like it has more than 500 chapters. So some people might not want to read it, but I will say just you should at least give this webtoon a try. With this, our list of top 10 webtoons ends here. I will see you in the next video. Till then, keep watching and keep reading.